Hi there, welcome to this unboxing. We're going to do a couple of things here. We're going to unbox Gaia Project from Fuel and Spiel, I think it is. And it's Terra Mystica in space. Now, we played a lot of Terra Mystica again recently, and I just realised just how good Terra Mystica is. I mean, we played, it's probably up there with the most games I've ever played of a game. And I got Terra Mystica on the first print run. It was the board game guru in the UK, brought it back from the Essen Spiel. And it was the surprise hit of the show, and you couldn't get hold of it for love nor money. He only had a few copies, and I bought it on a whim, and of course never looked back because really enjoyed Terra Mystica. And this is Terra Mystica in space, and it's been getting good reviews. The only thing that I've been a bit wary about is certainly the Essen lot that were purchased. The player boards were all curling up, and I don't enjoy that at all. So I'm just hoping, touch wood, that the player boards do not curl up in this one. So there we go, Gaia Project. I think today is the day that it's officially released. It's heavy, there's some weightage in there. I've got a bit of intrepidation about this. There's I love the fact it's in space, but if you'd asked me the two themes, I like the fantasy theme better. Some people say this is a bit garish and almost psychedelic colours. I like that. I like the fact that it's a splash of colour on the table and vibrant. Some people have complained about the box cover. I really like the box cover. It's there's not too much going on there, but I just think it looks awesome. This is Z-Man Games edition. Helg Osterhag and Jens Probe Muller. They are the exact same designers that designed Terra Mystica. I think they had I'm pretty confident in saying they had a little help from Uwe Rosenberg on the original Terra Mystica. So let's have a look in the box. It's 14 plus, 1 to 4 players, and 60 to 150 minutes. And interestingly, on the back it says the Fantasy Flight Supply. So, and we've got the fuel and on the back as well. And there's a solo game in here, isn't there? So yeah, 1 to 4 players by the Automa Factory. So here we go, the Gaia Project. Let's get in there. And the other thing that I'm got a little bit of slight intrepidation about is that I love the wooden pieces, chunky wooden pieces in Terra Mystica. And this is all plastic. And apparently it's to fit in with the space theme and what have you. But I do prefer wooden pieces. But we'll see. You know, it's a new game. It's some heck of a weight there. So let's have a look. Gaia Project. So it's unusual to get a load of plastic in a game nowadays, isn't it? I know Terraforming Mars had a lot of plasticky bits, but even the purple power discs are plastic. So that's unusual, isn't it? Let's have a look at some of this stuff. So here are the purple power discs that were little wooden discs in Terra Mystica. And straight off the bat, I have to say, I absolutely, really love those. They're nice. They're actually better than the wooden ones in Terra Mystica. Not as many of them, I guess, but they're perfectly shaped and uniform. As anybody will know with Terra Mystica, some of the purple ones were nearly twice as big as the others, wasn't they? There was some, you know, but I really like those. Then we've got player discs. I guess these are in player colours, I would presume. In fact, I really do like these so far. They're quite neat components. We've got some squares here, plastic white squares. They're unusual. And we've got some like sky blue hexagons. I think these are. I do quite like these plastic pieces. Oh, and there's a little like diamond piece there, pink. Let's have a look at some more of it. Oh, there's some more. Oh, a couple of purple discs, well spotted. There we go. There's a lot of it. Ooh, let's quickly dive in. Let's try and do this nice and quick. Okay, so we've got these brown pieces. What's that all about? These are a good hard plastic. They're not rubbery. I thought they might have been on first inspection, but you know what? I really like them. Do you, Donna?
Yeah.
Loads of detail, and I love the brown colour. So you know you don't get it very often in board games now, do you? It's like a throwback to there used to be always a brown colour. So we've got brown and we've got red here. I guess these are the player colours, aren't they? Charlie would be pleased that there's red in the game. Got yellow here. But they must, I don't know, because there's only plays 4, so I'm a bit, mind you, maybe it is that there's extra colours and only 4 can play. We've got grey, we've got blue. It's a lot of components, isn't it? It's quite a nice vibrant blue, a royal blue. And we've got a very nice, like creamy orange colour here. That's nice. I really like that colour. That's the colour I'll be playing with. And then we've got white as well. There we go. Masses more plastic here. Plenty of baggies for everything. So we've got these pegs in each of the player. These got to be the player colours. So we've got loads of choice of player colours by the looks of it. It's got to be that, hasn't it? We've got red, orange, yellow, blue, the grey, white, and brown. Let's open just up one of these. Do you know what? I thought was going to hate the plastic. It's so good quality. I really like it. You, Donna?
Yeah.
I really like the plastic, which has surprised me because I was a very, like I say, quite a bit of intrepidation about the plastic. I thought I was going to hate it, to be honest. And I thought my initial thing was that I'm probably going to hate the components, but I'm going to love the game. But I absolutely really like these. So here's these. They're just done so well. They've not scrimmed on quality here at all, have they? You know, I remember the plastic components in Terraforming Mars. I played that game. It's a really good game, isn't it? Excellent game. But the components let it down. This is just top notch. There's no flaws on any of this stuff. It's all seems pretty well made, or very well made. So again, we've got them in the player colours here. All the squares. And then we've got these things here. These Gaias, or Gaias or whatever.
Like Tetris.
Yeah, like little like futuristic pieces. They're pretty cool, whatever they are. Loads of more baggies, and there's a lot of baggies anyway, so big thumbs up there. Player boards, hey? Let's see if they curl. Please, please, please do not curl up. I don't like curled up player boards, but let's have a look at them. I love these vibrant colours. Absolutely. So these are the Terrans. Guess these are the blues. And you have a Terran side, and you have a Lantid side. Lantids. They look a cool race. That's one. We have the brown race, which is the Taklons. And on the back, the Ambas. We have the yellow race, the Xenos, and the Gleans. This is the grey race. We have the Firax and the Bescods, like a robot there. Love these boards. This will be the two that I would like to play. We've got the Geodens, and the Baltax. We've got the Halas, like a bird race. Look, absolutely cool, awesome. It's dead retro. I love it. And the Ivits, and we got the Itars, like a woolly like. I don't know.
Chewbacca.
Like a Chewie, yeah, yeah, like an old Chewie because he's gone grey. And we got the Nevlas. Really like those. Now, right now, as you can see, I always used to look down a piece of wood when I was working in the building trade, and they're pretty damn flat. So let's see if they stay flat. Please stay flat. We have a board here. I guess this is what would have been the temple board. Would you call it the temple board, wasn't it? The temple board. The where you put your priest's favour. Anyway.
Track,
yeah. Well, that's nice. Look, all the races on the back. That's cool, isn't it? I'm glad I spotted that. And it's a good quality, strong board. That's for tech, and I guess it's taking where the favour track was in Terra Mystica. An errata sheet here with rulebook corrections, so I guess in future printings that will not be there. Gaia Project rulebook. I will say that the Terra Mystica rulebook was one of the best rulebooks I've ever read. I'd say the only one up to now that would be on par with it was Dominant Species. The rulebook for that is phenomenal. For such complex games, I think Terra Mystica pretty much read it, and by a few little looks into it as we were playing on the first couple of games and we were away, it was such a well written rulebook. This is by the same guys, so I expect it to be fantastic. And it's going to be so neat that it's similar to Terra Mystica but its own beast. Apparently it's a bit more complex. That's a good thing, because we know how Terra Mystica works pretty much inside out now. And I mean, we must have played it 20 plus times easy. I'd say it's in the 20 to 30 times. We've not logged every play on Board Game Geek. I've started doing that now. We've played it an awful lot of times. So it's going to be neat to see how this changes things up. 24 pages there, front to back, and the little errata sheet there as well. The Automa player aid here. I think it first started out with Stow My Games, didn't it? The Automa. The guy does it. I can't remember his name off my head, but I know who he is. Right, we have a card deck here. Now this is something new, isn't it? There's no cards in Terra Mystica. Let's have a look. There is a band here to get into. I think we're in there now. That's it. So this is neat. And I love the garish, bright, vibrant colours. There we go. I guess some of these, I can definitely see the Automa symbol on some of these. Yeah, they're the Automa, those. Okay, for playing solo. Great way to learn the game as well, I guess. And here's the Automa rules here. Gaia Project Automa rules from the Automa factory. Yeah, our artificial opponent got its name from the Italian word for automaton, chosen because the first one we made was for the game Viticulture, set in Italy, which was the Stonemaier games, Jamie Stegmaier's first board game. Yeah, so it is. I know his name, and that's him, Morten Monrad Pedersen. That's it. Okay. So here's the Automa rules. That is an excellent choice to add that, isn't it? Okay, and now, of course, the game boards are all modular. There we go. We have this super duper board here. Is this the one that's like for the priest track? Is that the one? And the other one's tech. I think the fold out one might be tech, and this one's, look at that, it's a nice touch, isn't it? And also for frisbees, although we won't be doing that, but absolutely, look, I love the vibe. This is going to be a dash of colour on the table, isn't it? Printing all looks great. Like the futuristic, like cap tokens. And fully centralised, punched nicely. And then we've got game board here. So it's going to have random setups, I guess. There's planets there to get resources and stuff off, I think. Or control, certainly. And it's by stations that you can then reach over to other planets. Really can't wait to get this to the table. I had a recent clear out. You've got to do it now and again. The games get out of hand, and I sold some games that were no longer needed, and done quite well there. And this was just a little treat that I got because I really, really wanted this game. Didn't think I was going to be able to get it with Christmas coming up and having kids' presents to buy. But we managed to do it all, really, to be honest. And so pleased because absolutely adore Terra Mystica, and this one, the Gaia Project, promises so much. I already love it, just the look of it. Reviews coming through are sensational. I really, really just cannot wait to play it. What I'll do, I'm going to leave it up on the table here. We've got the temperature set. It must be about 70 degrees in here. We've got a thermometer over there. We'll check it in a minute because it's cold outside, and we'll check whether them player boards stay flat, and we'll come back and finish off the video with that. For now, that's the Gaia Project. Well, they've been out on the table now for hours and hours, and yes, look, the spinners. We've got spinners, unfortunately. They're pretty curled up, I think, if you can see. So if I press here, see the movement they are. But interestingly, this one here, the red one, I thought I'll do a bit of back bending on it, and I've turned it upside down, and that's pretty flat. So maybe it can be sorted. What I'm going to do, all the rest of them have curled up immensely. Look at that. Well and truly curved. Even this board, yeah. I don't like that at all, but yeah, so this gives me hope because the red one I back bended and turned upside down, so maybe that'll be okay. One other thing, a GMT tray for the bits. So I've got the main pieces in their bags and used a GMT counter tray which fits perfectly in the box. So that's a nice. Okay, the player boards are now under boxes, heavy boxes. Leave them overnight. Let's see what happens now. Okay, an update. This is the next morning. I put these under because I'd seen a thread on BGG where these were curling as well. This one certainly curled. This one curled a lot. It was all over the show, and flat as a pancake. And these, they've been out without weight on them for half an hour, just about half an hour now. And they're still flat as a pancake. That's after putting a lot of boxes. I had a lot of my game boxes piled up, big piles on all these different things. So on this table overnight, and these are really nice and flat now, as you can see. No movement, spinning up. We'll have to see if they remain that way. But I think we'll wrap this video up now. I can always leave a comment underneath if they don't remain that way. I'm going to make I think the components, if this cardboard laid flatter, and I think they should have used better. I think the problem with the card is they should have used better cardstock. The cardstock in Terra Mystica or any of the Agricola games and stuff is pretty strong card, isn't it? Robust. And this is softer card, and that's the trouble. I think they should have done a more expensive card, especially considering the price of the game. And that's a shame. But one way or another, I'm gonna get these to lie flat. I'm gonna chuck a load of silica gel packets, which I keep in here as well. That might help things. Yeah, so we pimped out the first player marker with the old with the planet, the Gaia planet. And the other thing I'm going to do is the turn order is just on one of these cards, which I don't find good enough. So I'm going to scan that in, make it to quite a decent size and laminate it, and use coloured discs and maybe even some stickers, make some stickers with the races on, dual-sided, for that, and make them sort of about 22mm circles, wood circles, so you know, make it a decent size. So that's the only other thing I'm going to do, and I think that's the only two things that really, component-wise, let it down, is the start player marker and that turn order track. So I'll see how I go with that. So anyway, this has been an unboxing video, so showing you the Gaia Project. Can't wait to play it, to be honest. So we'll see how that goes. Thanks for watching. Right, I've been meaning to put this video up, so we just need to tie this up with the Gaia Project. We've actually played this amazing game twice now. I'm really hard pushed to say that I like it over Terra Mystica, or prefer it over Terra Mystica, but I think that's the way it's going to go. It is an incredible game, and I'm saying this, we played a lot of games in 2017, and for me, this is the best game I've played in 2017. I wouldn't say it's the best game I've ever played, that's a big call, isn't it? And I don't even want to go there yet, but this is the best game I've played in 2017. Played it twice, I've got a 100% win record on it, but only just haven't I done it, because the last game we played it twice at free player, but with a different third player in both games. And last Tuesday was the we played it, and I was trailing. I was the brown race. What were they called? Remember? I don't know. Anyway, we played with the fixed setup for learning the game still for the second game, because we had a new player Adam playing, and I once we'd done the tracks and everything, I pipped Donna to the post by 1 point. It was like unbelievable, wasn't it? So it was so close, but it's such a great game. We've got a lot to learn on this game still. Absolutely fantastic. Just let's have a look and see what the player boards. There's lots of cool mechanisms, like starting a Gaia project, actually starting a Gaia project, and the purple planets, transdim planets, turning them into green habitable Gaia planets actually takes 2 full turns. Now there's only 6 turns in a game, so that's quite a clever mechanic and long-term planning, and often you'll get paid out bonuses for doing that sort of thing. Now these were curling up badly, but everything seems to have settled down, you know. I know I left them under the weights and stuff, and the game we were playing, one of the boards started curling up a bit. It was near the conservatory door, so whether it was the cold, I don't know. But that's flattened out again, so we'll have to see. Let's have a look at the player boards. Oh, one thing, yeah. Now you can make something like this quite easily out of Fimo clay. F-I-M-O, Fimo, I think that's how it is, the Fimo clay. But this is something the kids had upstairs. I was just going through a cupboard, and it's some sort of mobile thing that they make. So I just put it on a flight stand, and there's our first player, because the first player token in here is a bit naff in it. Well, a lot naff, to be honest. And the turn order track, of course, that was pretty rubbish. So I used a GMT tray. These are standard GMT trays, nice and cheap. They're great because they fit in boxes because they're nice and slim. And what am I looking for? Oh yes, the discs. I made these discs with the races on, dual-sided, the race on different sides. And of course, here's the turn order track. They fit on this quite easy. And there you go. And they're dual-sided. And I've actually put this and the right size. These are Catan-sized discs, wood discs, readily available. And I put this in the file section on Board Game Geek if anybody wants to make that. Bob this back on. So let's have a look. I put some silica gels in. Always keep them in I keep them in a bag, you know, from the various games that they come in. And you know, it looks like this game might need that, doesn't it? So, but these are looking pretty flat. So let's get the box lid. Let's have a look. They're flat, aren't they? They're really curling up, weren't they? So I think, you know, I think they're going to right themselves. They've got quite a good surface on these. And I look down the edge, and I think what it is, it's not one piece of board and then printed on either side. I think it's 2 separate boards. You can actually see, if you look closely, I don't know if you'll see it on the camera, but you can almost see 50% in the middle. There's a line, so it's like 2 boards have been bonded together. So because the 2 boards have been bonded together and glue in the middle, I guess, there's differences, and that's why they're bending it. It's 2 separate boards put together because they've got this great finish on them. And I think they're straightening out. You know, I mean, these are lovely and flat now. They're really flat. So that's a great relief, isn't it? Because the game is fantastic. I've rated it, I think 9.4, 9.5 out of 10. You know, you can't give it a 10 really, but it may well be a 10. It is a superb game. I noticed somebody on the geek. It's a 1 to 4 player game. Monrad Pedersen, I can't never remember his middle name. It's a double joint name. Who done the Automa. I actually spoke to him the other day as well in an email on a different related thing, And yeah, it's only supposed to go up to 4-player. But I noticed on the Geek today somebody put a picture up of a full 5-player game, and of course it's easily playable by 5 players because there's 7 colours in the box, and these are all dual sided, you know, and there's 7 of these, so 5 players. The board did look a little crowded, and I don't know what the time length would be, but certainly I think it would be playable at 5-player if you were willing to, you know, the time's going to run a bit longer and stuff, isn't it? But that is the Gaia Project from Helg Osterreg. He's very prominent on the Geek, always answers loads of questions. He's really, really great designer. And Jens Drogmuller. Yeah, Gaia Project, absolutely blown away by it. It is so intense, I'd say, and puzzly. I'd say it's I don't know if it's because it's the early games of it, but it feels like Terra Mystica plus 50%, and that can only be a good thing, can't it? That is the Gaia Project. Thanks for watching.